Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So recently I just got this palette in the mail. It's by Coastal Scents and it's called the Revealed Matte Palettes. And I heard that they really have been amping up their game and that their shadows are really, really nice. So I wanted to do a video where I do some swatches. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to do like a dedicated swatch and tutorial for this because it's really affordable and kind of reminds me of the Naked Heat palette, kind of, but it's really affordable. So I feel like it was like the perfect type of palette to do a review on and kind of share with you guys my thoughts. So first thing we're gonna go in with some swatches, and I'm gonna hop into voiceover mode for this because I didn't want it to take like 20,000 years, so I just did it. Anyways, right after I do these swatches, I'm gonna show you guys how I created this makeup look right here, which is a halo eye. And yeah, if you guys wanna see what I think of everything and if I think it's worth it, then just keep on watching and you'll see. So yeah, let's just go right into these swatches and then the tutorial will be after. So for some reason I decided to start with the bottom row. I don't know, you guys, it just happened. So I'm starting from the one side to the next, lightest to darkest. And the one thing to really take note when you're doing swatches is that the pigmentation, of course, it is important, but that's not really what you look at when it comes to swatches. It's more from where you put your finger to where you swipe down, and you have to pay attention to the blend of it. If it has a smooth transition from top to bottom, then you know they're probably going to be really blendable shadows and they're going to look really nice. So I was most impressed with this black shade right here. The blend from where I applied the finger to where I slid down was so seamless and perfect. Anyways, I really wanted to show you guys a photo that I took on my phone as well so that you could get the correct lighting. Moving on to the top part, most of these shades were pretty light, mostly for pops of highlight and transition shades. So it's kind of hard to swatch these to show you exactly what the color looks like because some of them really blend in with my skin tone really well. But I did take another picture with my cell phone to kind of show you guys because you could see it better in person than you could on camera. I did have to work some of them in a little bit more, but I think the lighter shades are harder to show up, and that's why I was working them just so you could see them really well. And here's the cell phone picture. I think they look pretty good. Alright, so my camera was overheating and I just roughly did like a little rough draft on this eye, but we're gonna ignore that and I'm gonna kind of like fine tune it in the end. But anyways, I'm gonna start with this shade right here on a little fluffy brush, and I'm gonna take this in my crease and focus it on the outer and inner corner. Alright, so I'm just gonna blend this shade out to really where I want it, and then I'm probably gonna go right back in again with the shade and just add a little bit more dimension with it. One thing I will say is that these shadows are blending really well. I mean, you could see I barely put any effort into them and they just kind of blend, which is like the best thing when it comes to shadows because you don't want to be spending all your time blending, you know what I mean? Next shade, I'm going to take this really nice like burnt orangey, and this shade I'm really going to start to focus on the outer and inner corner just like I did before, but less in the crease and more on the outer and inner corner. But I am going to take it into the crease, but mostly I'm going to blend it into the crease. To make a really soft blend, you sometimes have to go in with a smaller blending brush and then a bigger one and a smaller one again. You kind of just have to see what works best. So when I do a halo eye, I like to make sure not to take the dark shade on like really close to the inner corner because that will really shut off my eyes in particular. So I like to keep it like a couple centimeters away from the tear duct, and then in the end you just put a little highlight right there and it winds up looking really seamless. But if you just put it too far on the outer corner, for me at least, it will just close off my eyes. Alright, so next shade that I'm going to go in with is this bad boy right here. And I'm going to focus it once again on the same areas that I just did with the last shade, but a little bit tighter. I'm not going to blow it out as much as I did with the other shade. So it's just going to kind of deepen everything up and bring it a little bit more dimension and interest with this kind of reddish purpley shade. Also, I get a lot of questions about how I avoid fallout. These shadows really don't have fallout to begin with, but I always just put the shadow on the brush and then I'll just tap it off real quick. It's honestly just become a habit for me, and I never get fallout because of that, unless the shadows are really powdery, then I'll still get some fallout. But these ones I have not had any issue with, and when I tap it, honestly not that much shadow comes off anyway, so I probably wouldn't need to do it anyways. Alright, so next shade I'm going to go in with, which is going to be the darkest shade I use, is this last color right here. And once again, I'm still using the same brush, and I'm just going to focus this all a little bit tighter, but in the exact same spot. Just creating a little bit of a halo, keeping the inside, like the lid space, the center lid space, I'm going to keep that pretty clear. But I'm not going to be afraid to blend a little bit into that because I am going to apply a later shadow on top of it. But like I said, I'm just going to keep it exactly where I've been focusing all the other shadows, and then I'm going to blend it up into the crease. Okay, so I really like the way this is turning out. I'm going to take this pinky pale shade right here. Obviously it's matte, the whole palette's matte, I almost said matte. And I'm just going to stick that right into the center. And I'm not going to worry too much about it being really clean because it's going to blend out really nice. And then I'm also just going to stick some of that into the inner corner. So now for the lower lash line, I'm going to start out with this last shade right here. Ooh, it's so hard to do that while looking in the mirror. Alright, so I'm going to start out with this shade, and I'm going to focus this on the outer corner. Alright, so I just applied a little bit to the inner and a little bit to the outer. Next, I'm going to go in with this nice bright shade again with the same brush, but I did wipe it off a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of blend it out with this, or just add a little bit so that it looks like it blends out into a brighter shade. Alright, so now I just took this little tiny detailer brush, and I'm going to take this same shade that I used on the inner part of the halo, and I'm just going to stick this right in the center. Alright you guys, so I just put on some lipstick, lashes, and mascara to finish up this look. If you guys are interested in details of what I have on for lipstick and stuff, I'll link it all in the description box, but I figured might as well keep this video just strictly about this palette and the eyeshadow look. Final thoughts on this palette is that I'm really impressed with it. Honestly, the blendability of it is what I'm most impressed with. It's so blendable, and that's honestly the most important thing when it comes to eyeshadows in my opinion, because if it's not blendable, it's not even usable. And I personally think that halo eyes are the hardest thing to blend, and I didn't have a problem with it at all. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys saw this in my next favorites video, if I do a next favorites video. But yeah, anyways, I know a lot of you guys like to be featured on social media pages, so if you wind up getting this palette, don't forget to hashtag Coastal Scents and hashtag Revealed Matte so that you can be featured on their social media. I know I will be doing it. Shameless. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I make new videos every single week. So yeah, you can catch up on those. I'm also really trying to get back into Sunday videos so bad. It's like I'm trying you guys. Yeah, leave a comment down below of what kind of stuff you guys want to see from me next. And don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Snapchat, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. So yeah, I'll have all of that linked down below. And I think that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!